This is Healthcare's Missing Logic podcast, episode number 127. Today, we talk about those courageous leaders that know the right thing to do. Don't miss it. Welcome back to Healthcare's Missing Logic podcast. This is the only podcast that shows you how to leverage polarity intelligence, an essential competency for healthcare leaders, and the missing logic in healthcare, so you can create healthy, healing organizations and become a thriving, resilient, and unstoppable healthcare leader.
We are your hosts, Tracy Christofferson and Michelle Trosett. We've been best friends and colleagues for over 30 years. And during that time, we coached healthcare leaders across North America around how to create healthy, healing organizations.
Today, we coach healthcare leaders and leadership teams to live thriving, resilient, and balanced lives, combat burnout, and create the best places to give and receive care.
This podcast is for the unsung hero of healthcare, the healthcare leader. We want you to know we see you and we'll be here for you each week. In this podcast, we're going to challenge healthcare's industry norms, flip limiting beliefs, and share proven strategies so you can be your best self at work and at home, live and lead intentionally, and experience well-being and joy.
We are glad you are here and look forward to sharing the journey with you. If you aren't totally convinced this podcast is for you, just listen to a few episodes and convince yourself. Well, welcome back to another episode of Healthcare's Missing Logic podcast. This is Michelle.
And Tracy.
We are back.
We're back. Another solo episode.
Yes.
Just the two of us. Just the two of us. Oh, aren't we funny, folks? We're just having a good time today.
We are.
We're enjoying ourselves and just, thinking about leadership.
It's been the topic of the hour.
It has been, right? And, we're leaders. We're lucky.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you own your own business, run your own podcast, you can make your own decisions, right?
Yeah.
You can decide what you're going to talk about, who you're going to talk with. We batch our podcast episodes, so we've been doing a number of episodes back to back to back. And we get to choose who our guests are going to be, the topics, the themes that we're talking about. And so it feels empowering.
Yeah, it does. Actually, this is really, well, there's a lot of fun things about having a podcast, but
yeah,
choosing your topics, choosing your guests, that's there's a lot of intention that goes into that. And this particular batch that we're doing, we've had a lot of courageous leaders that are doing amazing things out there. And they're really living their purpose every day. And that made us really reflect on maybe we should do a podcast episode on leadership and really about the leaders that we call the right thing to do leaders.
That's a mouthful.
The right thing to do leaders.
The right thing to do leaders.
And what do they have that other leaders don't? Right?
You're going to find out.
You are going to find out.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a quote by Martin Luther King Jr., and he says, "The time is always right to do what is right." And some people have a hard time doing what is right, but there are some courageous leaders that really can do the right thing. And we're grateful for them, and we're always just in awe of them. So we believe, Tracy and I at Missing Logic, that the best leaders lead from a place of knowing what the right thing to do is, and then they execute it with courage.
Yeah.
Yes.
It does take courage.
It does.
Sometimes to do the right thing, right?
Yeah, it does.
It really does. And, if you're overwhelmed, conflicted, maybe stressed out and you're in survival mode, right? It can be really hard to even make a decision, let alone do the right thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. And we've been really blessed to, again, through the years, like we always tell people, we've been in healthcare for over 30 years. And through the years, we've been blessed by working with many courageous leaders that really lead from a place of clarity, a place of strength, and conviction, and even at times when they face opposition. So we were just talking a few minutes ago about, remember that one time? Do you remember that one time? And we were working with a large healthcare system out on the West Coast, and they were embarking on implementing a electronic health record across multiple sites. And as they really got into the rollout of that electronic health record, they realized they hadn't put the infrastructures in or the supports to really support the practice environment that these EHRs were going to be rolled out into. And that realization really made them pause and say, well, we either stop right now and do the right thing, invest more money and more time to do this right, or we close our eyes and let it keep rolling out, knowing that it will really put our end users at risk, our patients at risk. And they called it. They called it off, and they took the time to really plan out what that implementation strategy needed to look like to support the frontline practitioners. And in the end, they were successful. But we were just talking about what courage that took.
Well, yeah, because when you're an executive team and you're making that kind of a multi-million-dollar investment, you have supposedly done your due diligence.
Yes.
You've presented this probably to your board, right, there's a lot at risk as a leader. You're saying this is the direction we need to go. And then to realize that wasn't what was needed, it was only part of the picture. That took a lot of courage to stand forth and say, we've made a mistake. There's more here that we need to be doing, and we need to invest more millions of dollars, right?
Exactly. And then we were also talking about, that was kind of midstream courageous decision, but even to make decisions when it comes to investing tools and resources for your practitioners, you can't always do what's the least expensive and the quickest.
No.
So you have to make a case too, and it takes a courageous leader to do their due diligence and say, I know this is probably beyond what we were thinking, but in the end, it is the right thing to do. And we've seen those leaders as well that have really advocated for what's going to be best for practitioners and for patients.
Well, and even in these challenging times, when you feel like everybody's overwhelmed, everybody's overburdened, we can't ask them to do one more thing. We can't, right? To be courageous to say, but this is in the best interest of our people and our organization, and to make those kind of courageous choices. That's really important too. And we're seeing that happen as well.
We're seeing that happen right now. Exactly. All right. We are about halfway through this episode of Healthcare's Missing Logic podcast. And we want to take a moment to share that we are very excited about a new program we've released. Let's face it, you and your teams have been through some incredibly stressful times, and it's challenging to know how to support the team and still take care of yourself in the process. We help healthcare leaders become thriving, resilient, and unstoppable leaders. We've recently created a new self-study program titled Caring for Others Without Neglecting You. In this self-study, you will begin to develop polarity intelligence to leverage the tension in your life and create your own personalized strategy for balancing caring for your team and you. Go over to missinglogic.com/new-events to learn more and enroll today. So we thought it'd be really great just to share with you some of the characteristics we've seen in these leaders that do make these courageous decisions, and what we call the right thing to do leaders is number one, they are grounded in their values and they operate from empowering beliefs. So they believe it's possible. They know it's possible. They just have to make that decision and make it happen. But they also really listen, and I would say they listen intently. And they really understand what is happening, and they seek to understand. So they go into situations to do the right thing with their eyes wide open, and they have the information that they need to really make that case.
I think they have their mind wide open too.
Yes.
Right? They have an open mind. They're not stuck on their perspective.
Exactly.
They're open to multiple perspectives. Yeah.
The other thing they do is they see the both and in situations, and they recognize that if others, they may have people on their team that just see half of the picture and they might be accurate, but it's incomplete. So leaders that do the right thing, they actually can see beyond that. They can actually see both sides of a situation.
Mm-hmm. Well, and they lead from a place of greater purpose.
Yes.
Right? They're very clear on the greater purpose, not their deeper fear, right? So they're not fearful.
Mm-mm.
they're really not fearful. They know that given all the information that they have and seeing clear on that purpose, that they're going to make the right decision, that they know that will naturally occur for them. They risk speaking up even when it's not popular, like that group of leaders to speak up and say, we got to stop, we got to course correct. That wasn't maybe the most popular thing to do when millions of dollars had been invested in something, right? So they speak their mind even when they know it's not going to be maybe well received or popular to others. They maintain their integrity and their principles, so they're self-integral. They do what they say and say what they're going to do, right? And even when it means investing money to get the outcome they desire, right? They're willing to make the investment, even though it may seem like we really don't have the money to invest right now. They still invest because they know this is the right thing, and they stay in integrity around that and their principles. They follow that, right? They use that as their guardrails, right, and their decision making. You might even hear them say, right, it's the right thing to do when they're making the decision, right? Yeah. Oftentimes we've heard leaders say, but this is the right thing to do, and this is what we're going to do, and we're going to figure out how to do it. And pretty much when you know it's the right thing, you will figure it out. You'll figure out how to make it happen. Every leader that we've ever worked with who said those words did. They found the way to make it happen. They found the money, they found the resources, they found whatever they needed because they knew it was essential to the people they serve and the organization they serve. And, when you are with a leader like that, you're inspired and you're motivated. When you have a leader who has all of these characteristics and is that it's the right thing to do kind of leader, you trust them.
You do.
You trust them at, if they're going down this road, that it is more than likely the right thing to do right now. Right. And it goes a long way. Those characteristics really gain you a lot.
They do. And to be a strong leader and make courageous decisions, it really helps to be strong yourself and to be dynamically balanced. Yeah. Now, Tracy and I, when we created the Dynamic Balance Effect framework, a lot of it came from our experiences and our own experience in observing other leaders. And we did a podcast episode recently. It actually was episode number 112. And we talked about the characteristics of the thriving, resilient, unstoppable leader. And the outcome of that, the characteristics that they have are intention, wisdom, and grit. And to make courageous decisions and to do the right thing, it takes intention, wisdom, and grit. So we wanted to just refer you back to that podcast episode if you haven't listened to it, because those are the kind of characteristics that the right thing to do leaders have.
Yeah, and if you take that list that we just went through, they all fit within. It's kind of an organizing frame for all those different characteristics, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and our framework really helps them.
Yes, it
live
does.
that, right, and be that. And so a part of that is mindful choices, right? That's one of the pillars in our framework. And so we talked about them, operating from principles and integrity, and they make their choices from that place. It's one thing to have principles to guide you, right? To have healthy relationships and those. But if you don't leverage that, if you don't really operate from that place, that's what this does. That's what the framework does. It really helps them to strengthen their communication, their inquiry skills, their dialogue skills, their relationship skills, and really get clear on those principles that are going to guide them. I mean, I think that's really a key thing, and their choices come from that place, which is, very powerful. The other thing, of course, is leveraging their knowledge of polarity intelligence. Again, it gets back to that both and being able to differentiate between a problem that is here to be solved and one that has to be managed and leveraged, and really seeking to understand and see the whole picture, not be, blindsided by their biases or preferences as a leader. We all have them, and that's just a reality. And these leaders know that, and they are very aware. So they're always looking for, is there an and to this? Is there another perspective on this that I need to be tapping into that I don't have, right? And so they really leverage that as well. And then last but not least, another pillar is, personal alignment. So this gets right down to the purpose and the mission and staying aligned to that, making sure their actions align to that in the best interest of everybody, right? That greater purpose for the organization, for the people they serve, and those that the organization serves, right? So that's the other thing that, having the components of that leveraging their strengths of who they are, all of that kind of guides these leaders to then develop this grit, wisdom and intention.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you might be wondering, am I that kind of leader?
Am I a right
I don't
thing
know.
to do leader?
Am I a right thing to do leader?
I am.
How would I know?
I am.
You are. But we're going to ask you some questions to reflect on. When was the last time you experienced something you did not agree with, but you kept quiet instead of speaking up? Okay, that could be a telltale sign.
No, that can be a fear-driven thing, right?
Yes, it can be.
Operating
Yep.
from fear versus operating from...
And when was the last time you advocated for what you knew would serve yourself, your team, and the organization, but it meant investing more for the long-term gain, right? So again, just that discernment of knowing that it's the right thing to do, even if it means an investment. And so those are two big questions to ask yourself.
Well, the other thing is, when was the last time you drove innovation?
Yeah.
Right? Because the right thing to do leader is on the front line of innovation, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're like, this is the right thing. Let's go. Right? And so that's a good question to think about too. You know, when you're not driving innovation, you kind of tend to be operating from scarcity or fear. A lot of this, if you're not the right thing to do, a lot of it is a fear-driven, right, overwhelm kind of space that you're in that's preventing you from stepping into that. So that's something else to think about. What would your peers say about your leadership and your decision making? You know, we talked about this right thing to do leader is inspiring and motivating, and people trust them. And so what would people say about you and your leadership style and your decision making? Would they say that you are a motivator, that you're inspirational? And, you know, are you inspirational and motivating others to do things that maybe they wouldn't do?
Right.
And do the right thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So leaders that concern themselves with doing things right rather than doing the right thing are the ones that tend to get overwhelmed and stressed out because you're always worried about doing things right, but you're kind of missing the big picture of doing the right thing. And when leaders are stressed out, you know, they're more than likely not going to make the best decisions, or they're going to be hesitant about making decisions.
They'll procrastinate.
Yeah.
Because there's a fear of judgment. What if I do the wrong thing?
Yes.
That's always on the other side of doing the right thing is doing the wrong thing, right? And I think, you know, what leaders that are, do the right thing leaders know in their gut, they have all the information and they know right now in this moment, this is the right thing. And they are prepared.
Mm-hmm.
If it doesn't go the way they want. But they know and trust instinctually, intuitively, that this is the right thing, given all the information they have. Now, are there times in your life where you don't have all the information? Yeah, like
Sure.
the organization that we talked about at the beginning. They didn't know what they didn't know. And that can be true in any moment.
Mm-hmm.
But these leaders don't let that hold them back. That's the difference. They charge ahead. They're ready. They're clear. They know their purpose, and they know it's the right thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, they focus on that, and that they feel fulfilled and joyous, and they're energized by it, right? They're not feeling overwhelmed or burdened by it. They're actually energized and feel really good about it, right? And they don't have that stress and worry that an overwhelmed kind of scarcity thinking, you know, fearful person might.
Yeah,
They're ready to take the risk.
Let's go.
Hey, nothing ventured, nothing gained, right?
Let's go. Let's go.
Let's do it.
So the question is, what kind of leader do you want to be, right? And a leader that does the right thing, or the leader that knows the right thing to do? I had to think about that twice.
doesn't take the action. You can be a right thing leader, but not take the action, right? Like you can think, oh, I know it's probably the right thing to do, but you can let fear hold you back.
But just think about it. The leaders that we remember the most are the leaders that are the right thing to do leaders. And think about the leaders in your life, the people that have influenced you, and they'll probably stand out. And so it's always helpful, I think, to kind of think, what is it about that person that I really admire, and how can I emulate some of those characteristics myself?
And if you haven't had the experience of being with one of those, go find one.
Yeah.
Because they're the ones that are thriving. They're resilient. They're unstoppable. They're making a difference in a multitude of different ways. So go find one if you haven't, and ask them to be your mentor.
Great idea.
Yeah, that just came to me. Wow. Well, that's it, man. We've had another episode.
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
So we
Just
enjoyed
think-
talking to you about leadership and
Being that right thing leader.
The right
Doing
thing to
the
do,
right
leader.
That was a mouthful, but hey, I think we got the point across, right?
Yeah. So again, as always, thank you so much
Yeah.
for listening to our podcast, and we can just see your wheels turning out there,
Yep.
thinking about the leaders
Go
in your
do the
life.
right
and-
thing. Go do the right thing.
thing.
Yeah. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of Healthcare's Missing Logic podcast, now a top-rated podcast for healthcare leaders. Please share this podcast with other healthcare leaders and anyone else you think would benefit. We are certain that if you found value in it, they will too. If you haven't already done so, please hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any episodes. And also, it would mean the world to us if you took a quick moment to leave a rating and review on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, or your favorite podcast player. It helps to get the word out about our podcast and incredible guests. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel if you want to watch our podcasts. You can also follow us on our Missing Logic social media channels, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Until next time.